I'm here with David Williams, head coach of the Glendale Raptors Rugby Club. And David, many people may not know that you've been affiliated with Glendale, either playing or coaching, since 2008. What is it that attracted you to Glendale, and how have you seen the program evolve?
Well, it's really the facilities. I was here in Colorado since 2006 with the national team, and I started playing for another team. I came here purely because of the facilities. It's a one-stop shop, and that's what really kind of enticed me to come to Glendale. And then from there, it's really just grown into what it is now with professional rugby, going into the Major League Rugby.
Awesome. Yes. Speaking of MLR, Major League Rugby, you were a coach of a professional team not so long ago. What differences have you already seen in the infrastructure of this league, and what will it take to maintain a professional league in the United States?
I mean, I think if you look at the first iteration of pro rugby, it had to happen, the same as the MLS, and that then grew into what it is now. I think so that single ownership of one person just overseeing every team, it doesn't work. I think the individual ownership per team, so they can actually grow their base, they can grow their individual club, is a much better model moving forward, as every other club system in the world has kind of taken on. Yeah. And that's the way that it should go, and I think that's why this league will actually put some good roots down, have a good footprint, and move forward and be very successful. And especially with CBS coming on board as the first national broadcast of pro rugby, I think that's a great step forward for really growing this league and growing the sport in this country.
Absolutely. And speaking of other countries, and we want to be a model in the United States. You're not from the United States. You were born in England, but you've been in Colorado for more than a decade. What is it that attracted you to Colorado, Glendale, and what do you love most about the two?
I mean, I originally came here for a job. So that was my primary reason, but then I grew to love Colorado, the outdoors. I think some of the real estate, some of the countryside, where you can go, what you can do. It's easy to get everywhere. You got the mountains, and obviously then you've got this place. And that's the reason why I'm coaching here. I used to play here. I really helped out when I was with the national team. I came back and I helped coach with various different coaches. But it really is the facilities, the people we have, the marketing people, everything's a one-stop shop. You don't have to go to different places to go and train and then play. Like, we have our gym, we have our recovery centres, we have our training pitches, we have everything we need, right here, which is phenomenal. And the guys really appreciate it, and I really like it as well, because there's no travel between, which just cuts down time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you talked about, why it's so important for our Glendale rugby players to be a part of this club. What would you say to the new fan that's never seen rugby before, and how would you encourage them to come watch a Raptors game this spring?
I think as with any US fan who's not used to sport, they'll see the quality on the pitch. US people and sports people fans know the quality on the pitch. It doesn't matter what sport they're watching, they'll recognise quality, and that's what we bring here in this stadium. And we've shown that for numerous years with our victories and our successes, even the PRP, the Division 1 national championships, with our women's playing as well, and now with our professional league, we've done very well. We've got a lot of national team players on our team, so that really grows the popularity, but it grows how good they are and what athletes they are on the pitch. With our facilities here, they are second to none. So you can really enjoy the fan experience before the game, during the game, and after the game, and actually meet the players post-game, which I think is phenomenal, because you don't get to see that. Like in football, they got masks on, they got helmets on, you don't get to see them. And I think here, you actually get to see them. The kids can come on the pitch, sign autographs, and have a bit of fun with the players as well, which I think is really important, because they get to know the players a bit more on an individual basis. So I think also with rugby, it's a high energy, very athletic people. So you're looking at the catch pass, so everybody can do. It's not just football where you play on one side of the ball, and then you don't have any chance to catch the ball, for example. Every player can catch and pass and tackle. So there's all positions they can kick, they can do whatever they want basically. And the guys are playing for it's like a soccer game, but with football, full contact as well. So you're playing 40-minute halves. Once you're off, and that's it. So the guys are really expending a lot of energy, and they'll see that on the pitch with the fast-paced physicality and athleticism, which is what sports fans want to see.
Speaking of top-level rugby, you just came back from an international tour with the USA Rugby team, where you served as the defensive coach, and we took 5 Glendale Raptors players on tour. What did you think of their performance? How did they do?
First of all, I think it's a great accomplishment for those players to make the tour. I mean, they did themselves really proud, they did the club proud, and their families and friends proud as well. I mean, we won one, we lost one. We lost against Georgia, who has 6 teams ranked highest in world rugby. We still should have won that game, but the way that our guys acquitted themselves in training and during the games was a credit to themselves. But it's also how we prepare as players here at Glendale. We're trying to make as many players as we can rise to that national team. We don't want to keep them here and say, no, you can't go anywhere. We really want them to push on, and that's what we want players to know. If they come here, they've got a great chance of making the national team, just because how we train, how we prepare, and also you're training with some of the best players in the US at the same time.
And since you played on the national team and coached them as well, how do you think a club like Glendale Rugby prepares a player for international play?
I mean, you look at our facilities, and you look at the every piece of equipment we have within this facility, it sets them up for great success. And that's what we want to do. Like, we've got the gym here, we're just building a brand new gym. We've got a recovery downstairs, we have a full-time physio who used to work for the Olympic Training Centre. We have the marketing department, we have the ticketing department. We have everything that we need to be successful. And that's what guys really appreciate when they come here. They live around the area, so they can all walk to training, which is great. It really cuts down on the time. We have our video analysis suite upstairs. So they have everything they need to be the best they can be. Not traveling 20 minutes, half an hour between training sessions or training locations. We've got our great pitch, we've got our training facilities though. And then obviously myself here, who's been at that level, they've played at that level, that I can appreciate and kind of sympathise with those players and what they need to prepare to get to that level. And now we're just going off to England to do a couple of weeks of professional development to really see what other teams are doing, not just in rugby but in other sports as well. So we can bring back, so that further adds to the players here and the team here and the culture here that can really lead to them being successful at another level, at the international level.
And Dave, what are your goals for this season, and how are you preparing for spring 2018?
I mean, the ultimate goal is to win. Well, that's it. That's all we want to do. That's as athletes, we want to win. We want to be unstoppable, and I think that's come from previous years, where even in the fall and the previous spring, we only lost one game. So we kind of build on unstoppable, and our culture is to be the best, to own our own processes during the season, and really be the best players we can be. And I think with our training culture, with our playing culture, with our off-field culture as well, that really leads to us being as successful as we want to be. And it's up to us as players and coaches to really feed that culture and make sure we are the best. And I think now there's much more competition within this league, which is great. Like, we all want that. We don't want one team to kind of go away with everything. So the amount of recruits that other teams are bringing in from overseas, and also with the amount of US talent that's going to be present within this league, it's going to be a great league moving forward. So that's another reason why it's going to be a great showcase on TV on CBS, and also with our local partners here, but also get fans in the stadium watching our games, because that's what they want to see. They want to see the best talent on the pitch. And teams are bringing players from all around the country to play for their teams. We're a very seasoned team because we've been around a fairly long time. We've had great success, so players want to come here. But it doesn't mean that we're not bringing players in as well. We're always looking for new talent, to add to our culture and add to our success.
Thank you so much for being here, Dave. And for more game day information and tickets, go to GlendaleRaptors.com.